Good morning, worlds. We are back commentating the Crown of Servers team tournament here in San
Is it
Francisco.
morning or afternoon at this point?
What's that?
Is it? Oh,
It's morning somewhere.
that's the correct answer.
Good,
All right.
good afternoon, worlds. Good afternoon, Netrunners. I am Cephalopod Wizard. He, him.
And I'm Jai, he, him.
Yep. And we are here to bring you the latest in the greatest of round 4.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be pretty greatest. Sorry, which side was which? I think Fox is on Crim.
We're just clarifying which player's playing which side.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we have a pretty spicy matchup lined up this round. It's going to be Ionfox. Maybe some little bias there because coming from the same country as I am for this Worlds, all the way from Singapore, against benvelopment, who some of you may know as B-Blum. There we go. And looks like they're starting off with Wayland into, is that Steve Cambridge?
That is Steve Cambridge.
Absolutely.
There's been a Steve deck out there. Usually you don't start with Steve. Usually you find DJ Fenris, and then you just start getting back your daily casts forever. But some people start as Steve because they are playing Banhar, which will let you just take net damage to go through a piece of ice.
Yeah.
And then they play Steve to get back their steel skin scarrings.
And whatever else that they put in the heap, to do to the Banhar, and then because you're Steve, you're playing all these HQ run successful triggers, and then when you make a successful HQ run, all the alarm bells go off, and the JNet text box gets a little bit cluttered, and that's how it is. But we'll see how that does against benvelopment's, I would say, signature Op Super Heavy Logistics. That is a very nice ID, by the way.
Yeah, we see a little boat pillaged from some board game somewhere. And I can't quite make out the art on the card, but that is Super Heavy Logistics. The first time once per turn, when you trash one of your rezzed cards, you may search for a credit cheaper card from your deck and install it and res it.
Yeah, and it looks like they're off to the races already. So benvelopment going, looks like ice cred, and we see a bravado, click 1.
Yeah, and then we run into a tithe. So you're going to get through that. You're going to lose one card, and this could be net damage rig shooter if we hit a program. No, it's just another bravado.
Yeah, not that I think the Steve deck cares that much about random net damage. I don't think they are. I think one of the few Crim decks in this meta, or in any meta, honestly, that are running multiple copies of all their breakers.
Now, do you think tithe is in there for a reason other than just costing 1?
Being a one-cost ice has its own value in op. Obviously, you have like the extract plays, the Azif protocol plays. Anything like being a specific cost does have like a lot of utility in this deck. And when your options are between Tithe and Ice Wall, I mean, sometimes you like end the run, but sometimes the Tithe, you face check it. It deals like some minor amount of damage, and you get a refund.
And we do see a Cat's Cradle getting installed, probably in response to seeing that net damage is on the ice.
Mm-hmm. And a boomerang. Oh, I think we are seeing.
And with exactly 2 bravados in the bin, I'm gonna take a guess at what Steve is bringing back.
Okay, we are hitting a Winchester.
It's the perfect HQ ice.
Absolutely, and we. Looks like 3 subroutines. I'm not sure which is the one being.
Well, we're breaking.
Oh yeah, there's no hardware, of course.
Yeah, there's no hardware.
Yeah, so of course we just break the program and end the run. We just grab a bravado, and we're getting a HQ access. Spin Doctor is the. Spin Doctor.
Padding out HQ a little bit. It looks like.
Yeah. How many cards is that? Maybe 5 or 6. Can't tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in HQ.
Perfect. Get the D6.
Number 2, and it's in Azef Protocol. What a rip! Yes,
I bet that's why we had to raise the Spin Doctor.
Yeah, I mean, there we go again with that air horn. Yeah, I mean, I would say this is just classic early game criminal aggression. As you know, the or an ID that tends to thin its deck a lot, and agendas start ending up places you don't necessarily want those places to go, or the agendas to go, I should say.
Yeah, you pull about 10 to 15 ice and assets and upgrades out of your deck, and then suddenly you draw a lot of agendas.
Yeah. Of course, it's still early days yet, but a snipe is a snipe at the end of the day. But yeah, Steve, off to a pretty good start, I would say.
Yeah, we got the breaker down. We got points. We got another bravado ready to be played later.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly what we're seeing. I think I saw an eminent domain in benvelopment's hand, and the SDS drone deployment. Okay, that is not good news if you want to not good news if you want to keep agendas in hand against this kind of like HQ happy criminal deck. But we see an
upgrade on HQ.
Honestly, in op, this could be any number of things. Classically, Mavirus.
Yeah, Mavirus is very good. You use it and you go pull the 2-cost card out of your deck, and there's some very good options. You can get a Managram Skunkworks right as they're about to go somewhere important, maybe HQ. Or if you don't end up having to do that, you can pull out a Hollow Man and just start scoring.
Absolutely. Yeah, Regolith Mining License, I think a classic card in op decks, even dating back to its first, like when it first came out.
And we do see a not a Desperado, we see a
Dirty Laundry.
A Paragon installed. That's the console that it's not the default criminal console these days.
Absolutely not. You most of the time you rather play Hermes in like these kind of modern criminal decks, but I think Steve is like the one ID where you
want to make exactly one successful run per turn.
and it's a hella good run. Once you get all your cybernetics up and ticking, wake implant, Xenochip, and so on and so forth. The Paragon, pretty good with Xenochip. You get a filter draw before your filter draw if you have a class act down. But yeah, it looks like it was a archives run probably. So we get that filter draw. I didn't catch whether the card was added to the bottom.
Yeah, but you get that credit without having to go through the penny shaver process of
absolutely
clicking to get it into your bank account later.
And that was a hedge fund and double install in the remote. Okay, so going pretty fast here, and we see the bravado back into the hand, and oh my, no rest and just a straight Tucana, and into a what was it? Eminent domain. Yeah. We may be speeding up a little bit. So, So Fox obviously doing the thing with the Paragon, getting a credit, and then bravado credits. I'm not sure. Okay, so we are trashing Tucana, obviously.
Yeah, it has to go. It's too good.
So benvelopment making the decision to sacrifice Tucana plus Eminent Domain to get a border control in the remote. I'm not sure what this says about the state of their hand. We know that there was an SDS in hand. It hasn't gotten shuffled back with the spin yet. But that's a lot to sacrifice to get a border control.
That's a huge potential value. Yeah, we didn't even res that ice.
Exactly. I mean, considering that the ice wasn't resable, I don't know, what does it say about what that ice could be? Possibly, code gates in this kind of rush style op, maybe Hortum, maybe Descent. You sometimes see Afshar or...
There's the steel skin scarring, so maybe Banhar has just not been found yet.
Yeah, that's true. And Banhar, notably very good against this... against one ice servers in general. I was going to say remotes. There's no one ice remote in the game right now.
Yeah, it's inside job on every single server. It's pretty good.
It is excellent. But yeah, looks like a bit of banter between the players. But yeah, so I keep on coming back down to so benvelopment, surely has a plan for this 2 ice remote, right? They forced through, they brute force this border control res, so to speak. And there we go, Revolver comes down. That's going to go through Winchester at least a couple of times. And
Yep, it'll get through pretty cheaply too. It's exactly boosts to the strength of Winchester,
Yep.
which normally that 4 strength on Winchester is a very awkward breakpoint.
yeah, and I mean, it's interesting. We will see what other kind of like HQ trigger effects that Fox is going to have in the coming turns. But for now, I'm pretty sure that benvelopment wants to be shoring up that HQ again, considering the the agenda situation. And it's going. Looks like
Or
they're
you can
going
shore up
click on. Ooh,
HQ by
I
putting them in
think
the
that was
remote.
another eminent domain. Okay, extract coming out.
Yep,
For
go get
Tithe.
a 0.
0. Look, Spin Doctor's already res on board, so probably getting a Rashida him. There we go.
Yep.
Safe for the moment behind that border control, and of course, back on the runner's turn, you can pop that border control if Fox has some kind of like temporary solution, like a
Boomerang,
exactly.
or just an inside job.
That kind of thing. So this Rashida probably going to go off unless we see some kind of pinhole threading from the Crim player.
Pinhole threading is a good card. I would not be surprised to see 2 of it in every single deck.
Mm-hmm. And you're in blue anyway, so that doesn't cost influence.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was, I believe, click 1, draw, and click 2, extract for Rashida. And now benvelopment has to decide how best to approach this incoming pressure that we are likely to see. That was 3 credits from.
Yeah. And
Oh no! It's Fox's turn already. Okay, we're just running HQ. There we go.
Yeah.
Checking for any res on the upgrade, I expect. If not, we are gonna go straight for a Steve trigger.
yeah, if that's a virus, then you want to get rid of that. You don't want them to just be able to pull out a 2 whenever they want.
Yeah, and I think probably benvelopment is thinking about firing. Yep,
Yeah,
that,
it is Mavirus.
It's a very nice math promo. What is that from? Do you know?
Oh, it's...
Is it this year's Continentals or last year's? Something to that effect. Yeah,
I
but
don't
anyway,
know. There's a chart somewhere.
yeah. Mavirus, like very, very, very common splash in Obelists for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
a 3 trash at paid ability window speed, getting a bunch of 2s, and we'll see what.
And no one's sure what the text does, but it just trashes itself for 3.
Yeah. Purge virus counters. You're always allowed to purge virus counters. Ooh, an Arella Salvatore. This is the benvelopment special, I do believe.
Right.
Going for that kind of like, not necessarily fast advance, but definitely advanced chaining or agenda chaining kind of plays. It's a little like if you squint a little, it's like a backloaded seamless launch.
Yeah, if you can put this together with a San City Grid, that can score agendas real quick. It is scary.
Yeah. Okay, Fox picked up the deck for a second. I think that's to put the Paragon card at the bottom. Have we? Okay, yeah, we have. Yeah, we're doing the Steve trigger now. Yeah, so no two same cards in the heap right now. So there's actual decisions to be made.
Yeah. Steve
Bravado's gone.
that is most exciting.
Yeah, so I mean that really was just dirty laundry and the cooler dirty laundry pick there. I think not a different. Oh my
Ooh.
gosh, that is not a hit you want to see if you're a fan of benvelopment.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Element.
definitely trashing one program. It looks like the choice is Cat's Cradle. 6-0 now, and I think Fox in a pretty commanding position points-wise in this game.
Yep, the corp is definitely sweating.
Yeah, in any one random access, you end the game on the spot. And yes, the corp has an Arella going, has a Rashida ready to cook.
But something's got to stick for that to work.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't. You can't score agendas if they keep getting ripped out of HQ. And yeah, which click was this? I wonder. I think this was click 1. Wasn't really tracking.
Oh, yeah. We got those click trackers, but we're not tracking them.
Okay, so that was click
looks
1.
like that was click 1.
Okay, I mean R&D is wide open. I don't know.
Philosophical question. Do you turn the click tracker over and then do your click 1? Or do you do your click 1 and then you turn the click tracker over?
I feel like you should be turning the click first. It's like paying a cost, right?
Yeah, I agree. And the rules agrees. You pay the costs for things before you do them.
Absolutely, and you know better than most people. Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, is something happening? I think seems like we're talking to a judge or someone off camera. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what the issue is.
Looks like a normal 5 cards in hand. I don't think we forgot to discard.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been. I think there were 4 cards in hand, and then one got added from the Steve trigger, which would have been the dirty laundry. There's one dirty laundry in hand right now. So looks like they're continuing. Click 2 is Steelskin Scarring, drawing 3 cards. I see a Strike Fund. Oh, Sneak Door Beta. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's great for when we say all the alarm bells go off when you hit HQ.
Yeah. I don't know if Fox is that interested in like slamming a Sneak Door Beta right now, especially since there are still revolver bullets left. Sorry, apologies.
Yeah, you wait until they overinvest in protecting HQ, and now they have to protect archives.
Yeah, and there we
Just
go.
run an
Single
R&D.
access. What, did you see that card? Okay, it
that?
looked like it might have been a gatekeeper, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
that was a gatekeeper.
Yeah, very interesting splash.
It's very strong, and you're happy to sell it off later.
Yeah, and I mean, I think benvelopment would have been very happy to see those agenda filtration effects before 6 points got ripped.
Probably.
Yeah.
And we're just playing the strike fund.
Yep. There we go. Going up to 16 credits, extremely healthy amount for the criminal. Of course, we're still yet to see any of the HQ alarm bells going off. Just the one Paragon right now.
Just Paragon and Steve.
Yep. But Rashida going off. We see another Eminent Domain and another Rashida. Looks like Sandstone and the Gatekeeper or the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to score all those.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your remote looks as good as it's ever going to look.
Yeah, I think you want to get this down before like the Steve shows with like the Tremolo or the Kurupura, whatever.
Do you think it's Tremolo?
I mean, I think it's just Blue Cleaver. You're playing Cybernetics, your Zenith, your Wake, your Panweave. I mean, this thing just kind of slaps when you have those down. And yeah, we go install. Second eyes on HQ, R&D. Let's not try to lose on another single. And another card jammed. I'm not sure if that was the Eminent or another Rashida. I wouldn't put it past Benvelopment to try and to push the Eminent now before.
Yeah, if you score an Eminent, you can just install the Rashida with the advancement counter. It doesn't have to be an agenda.
That's very true. Yeah, with the Arella Salvatore, that's tempo for you.
Oh yeah.
And Sneak Door.
Here's the sneak door.
Here we go.
Well, here's hoping the agenda went into the remote.
Yep. So that's click 1 Sneak Door, I assume, and click 2. Okay, we're doing our Paragon. We also probably were doing a Steve in a bit. Thinking about the Paragon, top or bottom, looks like. Yeah, notable that. Okay,
Yep,
leaving it on
keeping.
top, very good. And then getting a Steelskin Scarring, no choice there. This would be the 3rd Steve trigger this game, so good value so far.
Mm-hmm. And now,
And another 5 cards.
take a
There's
look.
no way we hit another rip, right? Spin Doctor. Okay.
no way.
To trash this though.
That's
There
a
is
lot of credits. I'd get rid of it.
Oh no, stays. Okay. I don't. I mean, there's a spin on board already. I suppose that's possibly influencing the decision. And I don't hate going after the spin on board, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, because if you're playing, I mean, Eminent Domain is expendable. You could just expend it, and then Spin Doctor keeps it safe.
That's true. And I'm also thinking about like Audacity plays, which is not uncommon in this style of op.
Or slash and burn agriculture.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
pretty playable.
Yeah, and having like a pre-installed Spin Doctor definitely turns off a lot of the
emergency shutdown. We just de-resed
the
the
Steve
Winchester on
Cambridge
HQ.
classic. Yeah. Yeah, de-resing the Winchester. I mean, Benvelopment looks like 10-ish, 10 plus credits currently. So, having to re-res Winchester definitely gonna put a chunk out of that. Okay.
But that looks like that is where the Eminent Domain went.
Oh, that's not the place it's supposed to go. I'm pretty sure that's gonna hit the score area, right? Not archives.
Yeah, that was in.
I think
I'm sure they'll fix it.
Yeah. That's not the sort of thing that goes unnoticed. But okay, Yeah, we will be searching for a card from R&D, installing and res, ignoring our cost. Classically, this would be Archer. And then also, we get an Arella trigger. So Ben will definitely now think about what they want to jam inside here. So I think that's a Regolith mining license. We did see a Rashida.
I think I see an Archer in there somewhere. Or that's the hand we're looking at.
Yeah. So, yeah, making that decision now. You have a few options. That you don't have to get an Archer, right? I mean...
But is there anything better?
And that's a good question, right? I think there is a... if you don't want to commit an Archer... Like somewhere specific. Oh, is it? Oh, an envelopment. No,
envelopment gets the envelopment.
That's right. Yeah, not an Archer. So installing and placing an advancement of the Arella. I was just thinking that maybe there was an argument to put something on archives just to turn off the sneak door beta. Yeah.
But we already de-res the HQ ice.
Yeah, so it's true. So Fox is kind of incentivized to directly run straight. So that's probably why. They went for this play, just to show up the remote. And it feels like the game plan is just to jam faster than the Steve can catch up. And maybe if you just windmill agendas from R&D as you drop into the remote, and this remote is pretty uncrackable at the moment, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this myself, where I thought envelopment honestly looks as good as an Archer, and then you don't have to worry that you'll draw envelopment and be unable to res it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. But okay, looks like a sneak door run again, getting a strike fund.
And one of the best things about Arella is the time that you're usually vulnerable is you just scored an agenda, but you drew one off the mandatory draw. But Arella lets you put that mandatory draw into the remote.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so access is Spin Doctor.
There's that Spin Doctor.
I mean, I don't know about you.
Hey, my hindsight says we should have trashed it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, making up for past mistake. Oh, yep, there we go. That's the.
Oh yeah.
That's the agenda point.
It.
That's not supposed to be there. Yeah. So the score right now 6-1. Yep. Of course, Fox needing only one more access. Oh, we're going HQ again. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah,
Rashida, trash. So Rashida, not the card that entered remote. So that makes it pretty much more likely that it's going to be a agenda that got jammed.
Yeah. And we can just empty the corp sand.
Yeah. This is manual sabotage, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're actually just running HQ 4 times, and Audacity.
I mean, this is just multi-access. You make multiple accesses.
Yeah. That's the definition of the word, I think. But Audacity, yeah.
That's how I built decks as a new player.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I think there are lots of cards that technically don't really count as multi-access, but in practice are. I mean, thinking about like mostly Anak cards like Imp and Keyhole, that kind of thing. But just running and trashing one at a time, kind of just the job done, in the same sense. But okay, seamless launch. Okay, do we have another SDS here? Oh, it is an SDS tournament, and there we go. That's the sneak door.
Party's over. You probably don't have. Well, I don't know. Maybe you do have multiple sneak doors in a Steve deck.
Yeah, I mean, the best play would be to put a second sneak door in, and then you can Steve it back.
Yeah, then you can point it
so
to
you can run
doors.
HQ to take back sneak door, to run archives to take back more cards. Yeah,
I believe that was an Arella installing the ice on R&D.
That's right, and I think that was the Archer. I mean, I think there may be a read technically that that benvelopment has an Archer in hand, given that the choice was to tutor an envelopment instead of Archer. Gatekeeper is the res now on HQ. Draw 3 cards.
Yeah. Be careful de-resing that with the emergency shutdown.
Oh yeah, let's not do that.
That has +6 strength on the turn that you res it.
Yes. Okay, but the upshot of it is that benvelopment back down to 2 credits.
Yeah, and taking this moment to bravado R&D while the corp
so
might not res anything.
Only real reses, probably like more types or ice walls.
Yeah,
we do know that that the outermost is unresable. Paragon, blah blah blah, and here we go. I mean, honestly, it's pretty shocking to me that still we haven't found any more like HQ a successful run triggers out of this Steve deck. I expect it's supposed to be chock full of them. But there we go. Looks like benvelopment will be popping the spin before access, just diluting R&D a little bit. Let's not forget that Fox is still on 6 points. Any one access could end the game.
Yeah, and if you're... One thing you can do
No, and I think
That
that
was an Audacity.
No, was it an Audacity? I thought
Yeah.
that was a Trojan horse.
I think that was an Audacity. I think I remember the little tube things in the
All
background.
right, sure. Yeah, Trojan horse doesn't really make sense in this.
But one
in
thing
this
you can
style of
do
deck
if
anyway,
you have an
I
open
guess.
R&D, you
Maybe.
can run R&D, run the spin doctor, force him to shuffle, and then you run R&D again.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you always got to think about if they're running
Yeah,
R&D.
I think Fox may be considering that line right now, and
Yeah.
that was a pretty good bravado run, don't you think?
That was a really good bravado run.
Yeah, 8
Plus
credits.
5.
Yeah, not just the +5, +6 if you count the Paragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a filter draw. Okay, we are popping the spin. And okay, well, something's happening here. Okay, so pop spin. Okay, we're going Regolith directly.
Yeah, we're just saving some shuffles because
Yes, so this was click 1, extract into double Rego 4. Oh no, it had to be credit. I think it was credit, extract, click a Regolith. I think that's what happened here. So that would be +1, +6, and +3. That's 10 credits. Yeah, so yeah,
that is a
looks-
4 on
yeah.
the regular.
yeah, math checks out.
Now you're probably good on credits for the rest of the game.
Yeah, 12 credits. That envelopment is kind of ticking down. You will need to be raising some extra ice at this point. We do know the unrest ice on HU is a Winchester, so Fox.
But now you can res it.
Yeah,
No-
now you can
no
raise it. But
sweat.
Fox still will have that one-time solution in the revolver, and we'll see. Again, like we still haven't seen any HQ pressure pieces other than this Paragon, like for the whole game. And I think Fox really wants to get those down, at least one more of them down before. Okay, no, never mind. It's just going to be a straight HQ run.
Yeah, we're playing that classic criminal game of. My friend once said the perfect criminal game is one in which you end it with no installed cards.
That's a
It's a bit of an older style in that.
yeah, but it's kind of apt in this particular, with this particular kind of style of criminal deck. Yeah, and so we will get Paragon, we will get Steve, stays on top, staying on top,
Yep, that looks like a stay on top.
and get Cat's Cradle and Cat's Cradle. There we go. That's our code gate solution.
Yep, respect the multiple copies of breakers.
Yeah, you don't really see that often nowadays.
Not in criminal.
Yeah, okay, 1 card, border control. Yep, lives to fight another day. But yeah, so that's the thing, right? That was the last HQ run that we're likely to see from Ionfox for a while, given that this is the last time that Revolver is going to be able to break efficiently. Well, in theory, you can go pump break the.
You break the trash hardware, pay off the end run trace.
Yeah, okay, well, that's not
smaller.
an option anymore now that another program has been installed. But okay.
We'll just save it in case we find a drone deployment.
And I'm sure, this deck definitely is on multiple revolvers, right? There's no question about it.
Yeah, you're Steve. You get 5 revolvers out of a play set of 3.
Yeah. Okay, and there we go. That's the first bit of actual card draw we've seen from the Crimdis game. And it's a classic, the class act, drawing 4 cards at the end of the turn. Drawing 5 cards and bottoming 1, actually. And now thinking about the hand. Going to bottom one of these cards.
It's an important couple of cards. You do want to close the game before
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
corp starts building up actually difficult to break ice.
Yeah, and I do think there was I did see a diversion of funds in that.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
Yeah, so there's every possibility that this may not be enough credits, and I think benvelopment will be wanting to empty out the regolith instead of over-installing for more agenda jamming. I mean, they do have the option this turn of just straight up just taking 9 credits, that would take them to 17, but no. So just Ice HQ, hit it twice. Hit it.
And once you're done with the
Hit it
regolith,
once.
Op will go find a 1 cost.
Yeah, 1 cost. We've seen the Tithe already, and it would not surprise me one bit that they'd be playing cards like Malaput Data Vault, more cards on successful score, that kind of thing. We've seen the Tucana already.
Yeah, Malapert is pretty strong, especially in an op deck. It's easy to find something at 2. With 1, you do have to kind of make some decisions. So
Absolutely.
sometimes you search for powers that be, but you really only want to get that when you're summoning it as part of scoring an AZEF protocol. Because if you just empty the regolith and put a powers that be somewhere off,
It's just going to get blown up.
yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. But okay, we see another Steel Skin Skyrim. I believe this is the one that was returned previously.
And there's a little more HQ pressure.
Yeah, looks like, yeah, Fox just setting up. There's not much you can do on this board right now until you find more breaker access. I think specifically, you definitely need, Fractor, right? Some kind of thing for this. Well, the envelopment isn't really doing anything anymore, but the border control at the very least.
Yeah, but if we hadn't already done it, now would be an incredible time to draw a Sneak Door beta.
Absolutely right. I mean, there is one Eyes on Archive, so not necessarily the be-all, end-all solution. Okay,
Right,
we see benvelopment finally emptying out that regolith, just taking that Titan off up to 19 credits. Now I think we're safe from diversion. Oh, no. No, then we get a / undo click.
One.
No, we're just click twice. We're going to find something to do with the last click.
Yeah, because if you trash it with your last click, now you have to do something like put a Malapert there without any follow-up.
Yeah,
or
I mean, it's also possible that there aren't any more eligible one-cost targets in R&D, and I mean, maybe Malapert's in hand. Who knows? Like we've seen the Tithe extracted already. And oh, is it over install? Okay, we are not emptying this thing. 16 credits. I mean, we do have a border control on the remote and no Fractor access, so
yeah, and if you run through that envelopment and let it fire, you get another border control.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget that envelopment has pulled this back to 4 points, right? So in theory, this could be the game-winning agenda if it's like another.
Yeah, when you're playing this kind of, there's Tremolo.
Yeah, Tremolo.
I guess you were right. But when you're playing this kind of short-term, I'm not going to say short-sighted, but focused on the current financial quarter kind of breaker suite.
Yeah,
like the corp installing a bunch of ice is a huge problem and could be just you run out of steam.
Yeah, and I mean, I was gonna say the score is 4-6, but benvelopment could very well end the game next turn if like, for example, another seamless launch. Okay, and yeah, Tremolo, that's a reader. Not many people have seen this combination in action. I think the Banha's defect was quite fun, I dare say, but
it is a lot of fun. But
not necessarily the most popular deck or even like most popular criminal deck. I think we are much more likely to see like your Rec. Sable 419, pretty popular recently. Zaya.
Yeah. A lot of people say Kurapura is good enough and honestly better than it looks.
Yeah. And I think looks like we're just making the run actually.
Nope. Corp proceeds to draw.
Oh, okay. Oh no, yeah, not making a run. Obviously, just installing and passing the turn.
All right, click to draw.
Yeah,
whatever that was installed last turn. Didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. So another class act 2. Okay, I think we've finally seen the card that's the deck's namesake, the Banha. I think we caught a glimpse of the Banha in the corner there.
Yeah, you're late to the party.
A little bit late. Yeah. And I do wonder and that is kind of like an interesting interesting point of note that Banha. I mean, obviously. We've discussed this card already. Pretty good against single ice servers, good against invalidating outermost ice on servers more generally. But we see that envelopment sitting on top of the remote. It's not doing anything. It only has a trash itself subroutine, right? But what it's currently doing is forcing a Banha encounter, and sure you get to.
Yeah, make sure that Banhart doesn't just walk through the border control, and that's as good as having an ETR on the envelopment.
And it's just good enough. Okay, but it looks like we are going for HQ run finally. Oh, and we are boomeranging the outermost ice.
Yep.
Looks like
boomerang the outermost. Then we're gonna break one of the subs and let something fire.
Yeah, something's gonna fire. I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay. Yeah, benvelopment trashing Tremolo. Okay, wow, that's very, very aggressive play coming out from Fox.
And pay 1 credit into the hardware trash.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So it looks like what happened was like the revolver just trashed the and the run sub on the Winchester. One of
Yeah,
the subs that wasn't
yeah.
trash a program, right? And then the program trash went
yeah.
off and trashed
Yeah,
the
so it looks
tremolo.
like
And yeah, and
revolver to trash the end the run, and then let the other two fire. So
Yeah.
we lose a cat's cradle, lose the pan weave. So we're not going to be stealing a credit from the corporation.
yep, absolutely.
But we are going to look at 2 cards. So that tells us that HQ probably doesn't have anything defined.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, the end the run was broken, right? So it. Oh, that's true. You know, you
Yeah,
would pick the Docklands pass.
Yeah,
right?
you pick the Docklands if there's any agendas.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, but we did save all those credits, so we're going to get that sure gamble back.
So you will see 2 cards though. Although
Arrange them in a-
unlikely that there will be any agendas in there. And so we see a Sandstone and
Audacity.
Okay. Yeah, and I do think, you know, there is a chance the game could end next turn. Like, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? With a seamless launch Audacity. Well, not necessarily. No. Yeah, seamless launch Audacity advance. That works, right? Okay, but it's
That
not.
works.
Yeah, but you could never advance a SDS drone deployment.
You could.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, we won't know if benvelopment will be running 3 copies of SDS in this op deck, but I think it's a very real possibility that you have to consider if you're the runner. Now, technically, every never advance card in the remote could be the end of the game.
Well, not this one, it looks like. I think otherwise we'd already have gone for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
we are just advancing that card, and I believe Ionfox has seen the Audacity.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we know this could be a 3-pointer.
Yes, and that's a install new remote. That's probably a spin doctor, I want to say.
Has to be a spin doctor.
A spin doctor, maybe it's like a cheeky powers that be. Who knows? We talked about that card. But, you know, odds are unlikely. And I believe this would be the 3rd Rashida this game. One of them, 2 of them have gone off. One got trashed. If out of HQ, if I remember. But okay, so Fox has some decisions to make now regarding Banha. Looks like Banha will be on R&D. Yeah, we could rip some singles.
We could also run into another envelopment.
That's also
Banner's
true.
very funny with envelopment.
that-
Take 5.
Yeah, and that would not be fun. But I think we do know that the advanced the advanced eyes on R&D is actually an archer. So
I don't think I spend 2 points to res an archer.
absolutely not. Yeah. Oh, well, technically it's only 1 point. I believe there's one of the agendas is the eminent domain. I mean, that being said, I don't think I'd do it if the price was 4 net damage.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't kill, right? You know, either way. But okay, so benvelopment, thinking about the spin shuffle. Is this the last spin doctor? I think this is the 2nd spin doctor, not counting one that was trashed, I believe. So we'll see what they go for. It's a gatekeeper plus something. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, we've got 26 minutes left. Little more than our timer says, but there we go.
Yep, our
Perfect.
our backseating technician Kato on the job as always. Excellent stuff. But yeah, I mean, did you expect after the Crim going 6-0 up, ended up stalling for, you know, I want to say 40 minutes? I didn't think
Yeah.
we'd get this far, to be perfectly honest.
It can happen. Like you do have to play carefully and not get got. So we did see ice popping up everywhere.
Yeah, and speaking of getting got, looks like this border control is going to eat a dirty laundry.
And a boomerang.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
And you can still make them go through the Winchester and have to deal with that before you.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you think this is the win in the remote? We do know there's an Audacity in hand, and what probably that means you can go advanced Audacity for the.
I think if I had that available to me as the corp and I got the 3-pointer, I would be looking for that.
Yeah, and this remote looks pretty uncrackable with the envelopment and border control.
Yeah, I mean, with having dodged that 7th agenda point grab for the runner this long, yeah, you gotta push for that kind of win.
Okay, ooh, an archer rest. Okay,
Archer,
they go for it.
Gotta lose a point, I think.
Okay, so that's not looking good for the for the Steve. Okay, so that's at end the run. What happened?
That was
here?
a Banhar though.
That was a Banhar. I'm just wondering why the Mavirus was.
Okay, it looks like we have 3 cards in hand to do 4 net damage. Unless I'm wrong.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? Hold on, what happened? Oh, it was just a flat line. I think it was just a Banhar flat line. So no Steel Skin Scarrings in hand. Just straight up 4 net damage.
And then if that wasn't good enough, there's an Azef to follow up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then I think benvelopment was showing off. I think they had the win in hand next turn with a 4-point combo from hand with the Arella. Looks like it was going to be advance score, and then Arella install and advances, and then Audacity closer for another 3 advance. So that's a very very nice line that you probably only can get with that. It's probably unique to Arella Salvatore. You probably don't get that from any other install
because nothing
combination
else
in the
lets
format.
you get that extra 2 actions back, the install and the further advancements.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, good stuff. And I think we're going to be moving into our game 2 now of that set. And here we have benvelopment on screen. Yeah, really nicely played, coming down from a 6-0 deficit in the early turns. And then Ionfox, did try to push, but masterful defense by the odd player.
Never forget.
You can I'm pretty sure that's not white blade. Come on now.
You can always lose to net damage. Keep that in mind.
That's right. There's always another way to die. Yeah, there we go.
And on the reverse side of this matchup, we see that benvelopment is playing Kit, who will turn the first ice you encounter each turn into a code gate. Versus Built to Last, you get 2 credits after you advance something that didn't have any advancement counters.
How do you know all these ID abilities? Have you been memorizing them?
I wrote half of them. Well,
really?
At least I had to go be on a committee that thought about the rules text on half of them.
Right, fair enough.
Soon it will be all of them.
No?
Rotation is coming eventually, folks.
Soon TM, right?
Soon TM.
Right.
Next year.
Hype for Dawn, I think. And okay, we're off to the races. 20-ish minutes left in a round. Ionfox going for install, advance on R&D, and a new card in the new remote.
Got to go fast. I'm betting that's a tree line. That's the only thing that really benefits from a single advancement counter.
Sure. But I think, it depends on the type of BTL deck, right? I mean, if you're an Afshar, sure, the first advancement doesn't do anything, but if you're going to
can't advance Afshar.
Sorry, I'm going to say Arket.
Yeah.
That's the one. And yeah, players playing at lightning speed, I think they're kind of cognizant of the time left in a round. Another install advance in the remote with a card behind it.
Yeah, Built to Last can either go really fast or it might be Glacier. And if it's Glacier, then we don't have enough time for that.
Oh, absolutely not. But yeah. But what were we saying? Like just no drudge work. Okay, I think we know what kind of VTL deck this is now.
Yeah.
All right. So rest drudge work.
Reveal a 3-pointer. Yeah, reveal a 3-pointer.
STS drone deployment. Back into R&D.
Yeah, this feels like either it's trying to kill you, it has a really long Glacier plan that we're not going to have time for in here.
Yeah, and I don't know if like the players are speeding up like naturally, or because like this specific matchup that Fox knows that he needs to move fast in order to get any kind of win. Because I don't think I don't think this deck is winning in any regular time span.
Yes, this might be something that is planning to win by just getting a clearinghouse to 6 advancements.
Very possible. Very possible. Shaper, they play like Stone Chip Chart Rooms. You can dodge the kill for a turn or two, but you will have to pop those eventually, and sometimes the clearinghouse can just go over the top if you advance it enough times. Still no res on that first installed card, though. I mean, it's almost certainly a
Cubone on the R&D
Hold on,
ice.
that's very interesting. You don't see this card often out of...
Okay, so we're here with Trick Shot, and we're going to go into R&D several times, it seems. That's one way to win. Just... If you can just keep hitting R&D over and over again.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I kind of like this, This is normally a play you only see out of like Arisana, but it's kind of cool that you see out of it. It's all influence-free, of course, all Shaper cards. And Cubone's a pretty nice way of like laundering fake credits into real credits, right?
Yeah, and you go get a good decoder, and now this problem is there for in the long term for the corporation. All right, no res on the ice. You'll get a chance to SMC when you make your second trick shot run. Get rid of daily quest. This looks like a slow deck, and that is a drone deployment.
That's SDS drone deployment.
Nice.
Cubone gain 2 credits and steal a 3-pointer. I like that card.
All right, and then trick shot. We can go check out that card that's not in the remote.
Yeah, and I think this has to be a spin doctor, right?
Yeah, now you.
Yeah, we are popping this.
Yeah, launder the credits.
Okay, so it is a spin doctor, obviously.
So runner gets priority first, and that is an inversificator. That's exciting.
Yeah,
they'll have to remember to remove that Cubone token. But
did you see if benvelopment already removed those credits? Paid. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we lost 3 from the
trick shot. And then another 5 for the inversificator itself. And the spin was popped. That probably should be in the remove from game zone, I think.
Yeah.
Wait, was it popped? Oh, it was trashed. Okay.
Oh, trashed, didn't pop it.
Okay, 3.
Yeah, I mean, that cost the runner real credits to do. Yeah, there's
fair enough. But now there's an inversificator in play, and that's kind of spicy into this kind of like glacier deck, right? You can just stack the ice where you're not running.
Speaking of spicy, we just tree lined the R&D ice. We're up to
4 on it. Yeah, 4 advancement counters.
Yeah, that's a big dice on 4.
This is not the first time we've seen dice for advancement counters on this particular stream.
No, it is not.
Yeah, like earlier this event, I think Santa was playing Glacier Earth Station. And yeah, we did see an 11 strength in Logjam, and that was kind of hype. And I think it was also kind of hype how his opponent found a way to break it. There was
just barely enough Shaper nonsense to get through.
Yeah, putting like all the gas in the tank.
And 11 strength logjams are why people are willing to play pressure spike.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I for one am a pressure spike believer because people do this kind of depraved thing.
Well, that's. I feel like that might be like the most agitated I've ever seen you on a Netrunner cast. 11 strength logjam.
We hates it.
Curses.
My only weakness.
Advanceable ice, infinite scaling. No.
The end is nigh.
Okay. I mean, so we do get that 4 strength. 4 advancement on R&D, but looks like no other action other than an upgrade in the remote. I'm not too familiar with what upgrades BTL Glaciers. I guess, Biovault.
Could do Biovault.
Isaac Liberdade, possibly.
Isaac is an option. I feel like you might have rezzed it by now because, no, you can res it. Everything's already advanced.
Yeah.
I mean, Isaac doesn't necessarily synergize with Build to Last because both of them want to be operating on an ice that's not advanced.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, who knows? Maybe the 2 strength hits certain breakpoints. I mean,
it definitely does. Logjam feels pretty bad if you have a fair amount of advancements. Like you have 2 or 3 card types in archives, and you get 3 or 4 credits, and it just falls over to Cleaver.
Absolutely. And, like Isaac is a little bit, would you like some sides with your order? With some fries with your burger?
But drudge work means we have to be suspicious of someone who's really up to not scoring and trying to somehow make life very difficult for the runner.
Absolutely.
That could mean something like forced connection. You just put that in, and then it's like a behold on an upgrade.
Absolutely, yeah. And we see cataloger coming down, cataloger and a propeller coming down for benvelopment.
Yeah.
And I think this is kind of spooky for the BTL right now. There's only one single ice on R&D. You can crack that pretty trivially with, okay, I say trivially, it has 4 advanced encounters in, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, you do not want to have to worry about cataloger because
Yeah, exactly. And like even if the cataloger misses, like because you're using inversificator to break it, now your 4 advanced tree line or whatever it is now it's going to be stranded on R&D. Oh, sorry, not R&D, on the remote where, you know, if benvelopment decides that's not the place they're going to be running all game, it's going to be like the dumping ground for all the high advanced ice that Fox wants to be playing.
And I believe Ionfox is playing very smartly around the inversificator, because if you only ever have the two important servers iced, they can never move ice off to an unimportant server.
That's absolutely, and yeah, very astute from benvelopment. Burner coming out, right? And we do see a biovault with one biovault like in hand with 2 more in the remote. Okay, so
yeah, so the Basalt Spire seen in hand, and we had exactly 3 cards in hand for that burner, so you can put the other 2 cards on the bottom and just run back.
Yeah, and just run back, yeah. And I'm shocked actually that that Drux was standing right there with 2 charges on it.
Yeah, maybe you really wanted to try to score that, but
yeah.
But what are you playing Drudge Work for if you want to score agendas?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of a non-board. Drudge Work is for the opposite of scoring agendas. Yeah, I mean, I suspect Fox wanted to buy 1 more turn of I think that was an install advance in another remote, probably a NGO front if I'm guessing.
Yeah, you get a really good value from NGO front.
Just hit by the burner, 3 cards in hand. And of course you don't, as the kid, you don't need to run another remote or another server if you don't have to. It's exactly 3 cards. You see the basalt, you send the other 2 away, run back. No ice broken, and we had no ice rest this game even. Not yet. All these advanced encounters aren't really doing anything.
And now that the runner only needs 1 agenda to win, there's a huge risk with that cataloger, because with cataloger, normally you're worried about trying to not spend your extra counters on accessing the top card because you need to go back and find something later in the game.
Absolutely.
But now just any time you see an agenda, you just instant rip off the top of the deck. And that card out in the not behind any ice, definitely looking like an NGO front now.
Yeah. And yeah, I think I mean it's not safe, right? This even if Ionfox just slams the drug strike the moment that he sees any agenda drawn from mandatory draw or otherwise, I think the fact that this cataloger is just sitting around with only a single ice on R&D, like very, very unsafe from this inversificator propeller combination that benvelopment has going.
That's scary.
Yeah,
and I was this close to putting a Hush into one of my decks. I didn't end up doing it, but someday someone's going to play Hush in a non-Aersana deck.
I kind of feel that that should be happening, or at least I feel like it did happen more often before like all the cool new Trojans came out in like Rebellion Without Rehearsal. I feel like once like Physarum and Tangler came out, people just collectively decided that I guess Trojans are Ari's thing. We are not going to touch them anymore for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, did the Drudge get trashed? Hold on. That's an install and double advance.
Yes, we can barely see it, but that's the Drudge Work on the top of archives there.
Yeah. And we know it can't be another Biovault. I mean, well...
Rigging up an Anacam, you get the Anacam for free, and you get a card draw from the rigging up.
Absolutely.
It's not trashed until the Anacam becomes live.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that the first double advance card in the room is a Biovault, right? That's the only thing can reasonably be. So I don't think benvelopment is expecting this run to be successful, but definitely trying to force some resources out of Ionfox. Get this ice red and see what's going on. Yeah, but no, I think Fox didn't res anything yet.
Okay, so I think we realized that. I think we realized that we had mixed up which card we were advancing.
Oh, that is not good. I think that might have to be a judge call.
Yeah, I mean, technically both cards are equally... The information is not really different between the one unknown card was advanced versus the other unknown card was advanced because they've both been in there a while.
Yeah.
But that's Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac Liberati.
Yeah, that upgrade is Isaac. So that will make all of the advanced ice a lot higher strength. That'll make it more difficult. That'll make it more difficult to break, obviously.
So
but
this is a strength 7 tree line currently. So that's 6 credits with Inversificator or all 4 propeller counters.
Yeah, but if you go through it with a propeller, then you don't have the guarantee that the Inversificator is there to guarantee that you break the ice, swap it inwards, and then you have 2 code gates.
Absolutely.
But so now that sounds like a 12 credit proposition with a. We've only got 11 credits.
Well, technically you could swap it with the innermost ice and then use propeller for the second time. Possible, although of course benvelopment will take the other option and swap it to R&D, making the cataloger run much easier now. And okay, we do see the Biovault popped, not unexpected, I think. I'm not sure how many clicks left we have in benvelopment's turn. There is a chance that we're overclocking again.
All right, we're back.
Here we go. I believe this was click 1, Regam Anicam, click 2 overclock, and click 3 overclock again, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a click 3 overclock run. Lock gem is the rest, so looks like asset upgrade ice and operation. Was it operation? Yeah, so that's a chunky lock gem. And I do believe this is also it's not an 11 counter lock gem, but it's an 11 strength lock gem because of the Isaac. Let's just double confirm. 5 plus, no, it's 8. So 10 strength lock gem. There we go. Definitely out of range of
very
propeller.
tall.
Yeah,
and that's huge if this propeller, whose main strength is it gets through anything once, can't get through it, and then you have to just let it fire.
Yeah, and it looks like this overclock credits are just going to fizzle. That's a bit unfortunate for benvelopment. End of lock gem of fire, 2 credits back, of course. And Ionfox is going to go mandatory draw, advance 3 times. It's a send a message. Ooh, okay. So that's going to solve the econ problems for a bit. No more unrest ice on the table after this.
But is it a good one?
Is that a Masvingo?
I think that's a Masvingo.
It's a Masvingo. All right.
So that's got when you res it, it gets an advancement counter plus the one from when you advanced it as built to last.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it looks rough into a world of cleaver, but it'll do fine here.
Yeah, it'll do absolutely fine here. It's a 3 strength currently plus 2 from the Isaac, so that is a total of 5 strength with 2 subroutines. So not insignificant for a propeller to go through, I would dare say.
See the runner playing a Diesel, get a whole bunch of cards.
Diesel draw 4, and I want to say I think benvelopment may go for the cataloger very soon.
Yeah, I mean you've got that propeller right there. It gets through so cleanly.
Yeah, that is better than the run on R&D. That's a bravado on R&D, I dare say.
Yeah, bravado is kit. The whole game plan is really in faction if you can spend your 10 influence on bravados.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it looks like we're just breaking the tree line. I don't think we're going to get a swap on this Inversificator.
Yeah, so that looks like that's 3 credits to boost and then just 1 to break. We are swapping.
Oh, we are swapping. All right, so Masvingo goes on now.
Because in the event that we miss, then we don't need to get back into R&D if we miss.
Absolutely. And looks
like a miss.
Yep, 3 eyes and a daily quest. I think we're probably sending that daily quest to the bottom.
Or no, that's the Masvingo that got put on R&D. I think Masvingo is probably the weakest ice tier.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you want your weaker sides on R&D because I think the idea, at least for benvelament's side of the board, is if you can just lock R&D like for the rest of the game with cataloger counters, there's no way that Ionfox will be able to draw an agenda to push it in this remote. So yes, you do have a 10 strength lock gem, but it's not doing anything, right? It's protecting an Isaac and nothing else really. And it's another burner.
Yeah, burner HQ. And we see what's in HQ.
Trojan horse to the bottom.
Oh, keep Trojan horse.
Trojan horse. All right. Yeah, makes sense with the credit situation being what as it is. Okay, yeah, so I want to say that benveloment has like pretty strong control of this game already. That's a 3. That's a dice throwing a 3. I'm not sure what that's representing, but we do have a creative commission as our last click. Yeah, and yeah, looks like just click for credits.
Yeah, just wait for the corp to draw 3 more cards and go again.
Yeah, you've got plenty of cataloger counters and another one in hand as a backup. That's brutal. So, I mean, I'm feeling like, benvelopment doesn't really have to do anything for the rest of the game. I just wait until R&D just gets...
Yeah, just make sure you have enough credits. And there's a trick shot. That'll make it easier to get back into R&D.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Anakim draw. Looks like a bunch of cards getting discarded. Discarding an SMC. Fair enough. Yeah. Discarding. Yep, there we go. Yep, all present and accounted for. Mandatory draw. That's another ice. No surprises there. So I guess the question now for benvelopment is: do you go back into R&D with the cataloger now, or do we want to wait until we can see more fresh cards with the cataloger? I feel like
I feel like you wait.
You wait?
I think so, because suppose we wait for the worst case scenario. The corp, we know they don't have economy, so they click for credits until they draw that 4th piece of ice, and then they ice R&D with the best ice they have.
Yeah, the ice R&D, and let's say that the card right below the known cards is an agenda. Maybe they just jam it into the remote. Entirely possible, obviously. So
I mean, these 5/3 decks are low on agendas, but they're not that low.
Sure. BTL, the classical BTL is on 44 cards, which is 6 3-point agendas. We've seen 3 of them already. So in theory, I mean, we don't know actually the size of the deck now that we think about it. It could very well be a larger than minimum deck size.
You don't
BTL.
usually do that in BTL, though.
Fair enough. But, you're playing drudge work. Yeah, these kind of things tend to make one a little suspicious. And let's not forget Sokka's BTL Glacier from last year was playing 49. So there is that.
I did forget, or perhaps I never knew to start with.
Yeah. But okay, so, I mean, Fox looks to be taking the approach of icing R&D instead of trying to draw through the R&D lock. So we'll see what the choice is. I think, yeah, it looks like they are continuing to just settle with another SMC and a simul chip. Not sure what this SMC is for, actually.
It's probably in case somehow you need a sentry breaker.
Yeah.
Or there's any number. There's a lot of things that you can just find. Yeah. Like if Pelongi helps you get through, then it helps you get through.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, looks like...
Third ice.
Install crit. Oh, not install crit. Install advanced crit.
And move Isaac over to R&D to make all that boosted.
Yeah.
But Ionfox still only has 5 credits. You can't res 2 ice with that.
It's true. Yeah. And I think worthy of note is that the middle ice isn't advanceable. So I'm not sure what that could be. It could be... I think, unless I miss my guess, that is looking like a border control. It feels to me like a border control. And if that's the case, if we have a 4-cost border control on the middle of R&D, the outermost feels to me like an ice wall, right? Ice wall going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 strength. 4 strength for on a counter with the Isaac protecting it.
I mean, if it is a border control and you suspect that this is ice wall into border control, you can inversificate and make sure that they're never allowed to res border control unless they choose to just only res the border control.
That's very true. And I think if the border control isn't like fired on approach, right? I think
Then you can swap it off to the remote,
Exactly,
and then they can't
exactly.
border control you. So there's a lot there's a lot on not favoring even a border control.
absolutely.
There's a trick shot. We got 4 fake credits to go try to get into R&D.
So the question is, oh, timing around is called. That is not good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can get 3 more points out of this way. So
yeah.
no res. Let's just see if you got it.
Oh, he got it. He got it anyway. Yeah. So, congrats to
Benvelopment.
Yeah, they take this set. Very convincing sweep over Ionfox.
Yeah, barely hanging on as getting
Yeah.
6 coming up from 6-0 against the criminal opponent, and then
And
coming here just
this was
fighting
very
through the
convincing. I
glacier.
want to say the kid into BTL. Yeah, congratulations to them, and well played. And of course, well played to Ionfox as well.
Oh, my hat.
Oh no, the hat
Oh,
is going
no.
to come on. We've got blindsided. Come on now.
Oh no, my
Yeah.
beautiful face.
Yeah. And
Alright,
I
so-
believe this is our penultimate round of Crown of Service.
Yeah, I believe we have 6 rounds total. This was
Oh,
around
6
4,
rounds?
right? I think we got 2 more.
Oh, we got 5 or 6 rounds. I mean, I don't know. I've been drafting all day.
Yeah, what was it you got in the draft? What terrible things have you done to the rest of the draft?
Okay. So, my corp side was like kind of interesting. I got like a bunch of I got like 6 Nyx ice. I got like Nyx silver, Nyx bronze, and I got 1 mother goddess. So that's kind of fun. A bunch of like 4 advanced agendas and a Jeeves. So that's okay, right? Though my runner side a lot more interesting. I did get like 2 eaters with like some cutlery events and keyhole. So that's kind of fun with 2 stim hacks and a personal workshop. So I think that's pretty hot. I mean, I did have to like let go of a couple rounds sitting down here to cast. Not that I mind; it's been pretty fun. But I think after this, I'll probably be heading back and seeing what's up with that and what my score is now. I don't even know what my score is now.
Yeah, got to crush them.
And yourself, you'll be here for the rest of the day, I assume.
I'm here for the rest of this tournament, and then after this will be the Jenks Giving tournament,
Hell yeah,
Where you-
Thanksgiving.
where you get a random ID and 3 random cards, and you have to play 3 copies of each of those.
Yeah, and all proceeds go to charity. Yes.
And all proceeds go to charity. Fighting, hunger, somewhere. I think the winner chooses which charity.
That's pretty hype. Yeah, picking a charity. I've never done that before.
Yeah, I don't expect you to win, but
Come on now. Yeah, but anyway, it's been really fun. And if I don't see you next round, then see you around.
all right. And I think that will be us cutting to a break until round 5 starts.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. We'll be right back.
And always be running.